I've got some killer facts here. It says here that only approximately 11% of students from the lowest socioeconomic quartile in the US earn a bachelor's degree by the age of 24, highlighting the magnitude of your achievement. No,
Yeah.
are these figures correct? I mean, does that tally with your, yeah?
Yes. For instance, I lived in the group home with 5 other young women, and none of them went to college. None of them even considered community college. Even with me saying, I'm going and there's a college fair at the high school, let's all go together. They weren't interested. Their parents hadn't, they were first generation. Well, their parents had not gone to college or university either. Many of them did not understand the value of it. For example, when I went to law school, and I told my biological parents that after college I was going to law school, my parents were so uneducated. They said, well, if you knew you wanted to be a lawyer, why didn't you just go to law school in the first place? And so there is that lack of knowledge of what college is and what doors it can open. There's even if there's the knowledge, there's the lack of information being broadly spread about financial aid and how much is available for truly economically disadvantaged people, and that there is no shame or reason to be embarrassed in applying for it. And that there's no shame in being a foster child or being on welfare, and that there are systems and processes in place to help us and to help us change and transform our lives if we just take that first step or accept that first offer of assistance and welcome it. There are many television...
Know how to navigate it as well, no?
Exactly. And there are lots of movies and TV shows and news reports about the negative things about foster care or social services and where it has failed. And yes, that occurs and that happens, and it happens in everything in life. But the vast majority of people who decide to become foster parents or social workers are kind-hearted, loving people who want to make a difference in the world and bring everyone up a level or a notch or two and help them be successful.
Yes. Yeah, very true. I mean, they're certainly not doing it for the money.
Oh, absolutely not.
So the motivation, it comes from somewhere else. Yeah, that's something that makes sense.
It comes from within. It can come from a small experience, a small act of community service or charity, or it can come from a bigger world experience, like going abroad and doing the Peace Corps and seeing the conditions in the villages and the pueblos that they lived and worked in, and saying, we have these problems back home in our own country, and when we go home, we need to do something. And that's how my husband who's Oaxacan, and we live in Oaxaca, that's how we came to start our not-for-profit foundation.
Yes, because of that desire to give something back, no?
Well, it came out of coronavirus, believe it or not. We were building little guest houses on our property for his retirement plan, and coronavirus hit, and the children had to go to school online. And so we opened a couple of the bungalows that were, they were just concrete floors, but we had plastic tables and chairs that we could set up in there. And we invited the disadvantaged children to come and use our internet for free, use our computers for free. We printed their papers. We socially distanced them and we masked them. And the big kids tutored the little kids and we tutored the big kids. And at the end of coronavirus, we looked at each other and we said, we're not wealthy people. But here we have so much more than these children in our area, Pueblo, that live in lamina huts and don't have computers, and they have to pay for every minute of internet service that they had, that we said, we need to start a foundation. We need to help the economically disadvantaged families in the area in any way we can. We teach English classes, we raise money, we try to sponsor youth and pay their tuition or half of their tuition to university, which is much less expensive here than it is in the United States. And as well as, my husband's very interested in art. And so we're very invested in supporting emerging Oaxacan artists and helping them not only get visibility in Oaxaca, but on the international stage as well. The people of Oaxaca are just salt of the earth, amazing. And that's not to say that the people of North America, of Los Angeles, of Chicago, throughout the United States aren't salt of the earth either. They need the same kind of support and help that we're giving to the people here in Oaxaca. And I work with an organization in the United States to help them help people both in the United States as well as in Uganda. Helping people is very important to both me and my husband.